My name is Becky Zhang. I am super honored to be co-hosting this call with Lily Liu. We're both wellness advisors here. And this week, we're going to be sharing with you a couple elements. Number one is what happens when we have a special event. If you have family parties, birthday parties, or you're traveling, how do we still stay on the program and maintain our weight loss and be able to really truly make this health a transformation, a lifestyle, rather than just a yo-yo diet that nobody wants to be on? So that's number one. We're going to give you some tips and tricks, and so you can have that in your back pocket whenever you have special occasions. And number two is we're going to be sharing with you about gut health. Gut health is super, super important. We call it our second brain. So super key to understand that a lot of times are the diseases that we see on the outside, the lack of energy or the bad skin, all these are actually symptoms and reflection of what happened in your gut. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks on that as well. And then we'll have a very exciting announcement about an upgrade on one of our favorite products that will help you with gut healing as well. It's not just about getting rid of the belly fat. It's also your energy, how you feel. It's also how you look. Sometimes that gives us lack of confidence when there's things on our skin that we don't really like and we're noticing as we age, or maybe you're going through a lot of stress and things are happening in our body that's reflecting on the outside. When you put good things and good nutrition inside your body, it reflects on your skin as well. See, if you bought these products at Costco, you check out, you go home, no one cares about your results. Nobody is following up with you to check on you to make sure you're getting good results. And why do we ask you to take photos? Number one is accountability, because the product's amazing, but it's not in your body or on your body, it's not going to do anything. How many times have we bought products and it's just sitting in a closet? It's sitting in a box all the time. We're so busy and we don't remember. So it's accountability. And that's why we ask you to do that, because when you are accountable, your success increases by like 500%. So we want you to succeed and get the best result. And that's why we ask you to do that. And the second thing is when you share out there and share your story, what happens is you're impacting other people. So when we get a secret that's super amazing, it's natural for us to just like keep it to ourselves. But when you share it with people, actually, ironically, you become a better teacher. You actually use the products better. You learn more about the products and you actually get better results because you're like, oh, I don't want to skip this because I don't want to be a hypocrite telling people to do this. So I should do it too. So it actually is a win-win situation. Not only are you impacting people around you, you're also keeping yourself accountable and getting better results. So that's why we ask everybody to do that. Let's move on to our topic today. So what do you do when you have a special event coming up? And I want to give you a couple quick tips here, okay? Some of them you might already know, but if you implement this, I guarantee you, during the holidays, during your traveling, during special occasions, summer events, all the stuff, people will look at you and be like, how do you have the cake and eat it too? How do you look so amazing, have so much energy all the time? How do you not look like you're on a diet all the time? We don't want to be looking like we're on a diet all the time because that's not fun. Have you ever met someone that's very obvious they're on a diet because they're just don't look happy, they're angry? So number one is intermittent fasting. So if you know you have an event coming up, make sure you schedule an 8-hour eating window that's within the event and just fast for the rest 16 hours in the day. Intermittent fasting has so many benefits, and most importantly, it enhances your hormone functions that actually facilitate weight loss. It lowers your insulin levels. It actually boosts your human growth hormone levels as well. All of those help increase or break down your body fat and facilitate the use of energy. So you're actually going to feel really clean and have mental clarity, and you're going to be able to burn fat as well. So that's number one. So if you know, for example, you have a dinner coming up at 6 and you know you're not going to eat, Slenderize approved, and you're going to maybe have a couple drinks and all that, just make sure you fast for 16 hours prior to that. Number two is fasted workout. If you're the type of person that usually works out, make sure you are working out fasted, because when you're fasted, you actually burn 3 times more fat when you're working out. So that's the second tip. Number 3 is smart meals. What do I mean by that? Is if you're going to eat before your special event, make sure that you only have either pure nourish shakes or protein only meals. So avoid any carbs, because when you eat carbs, that goes straight to fat. So you want to make sure you just eat the protein so you can build your muscle. And Pure Nourish is a really, really amazing. It's low calorie, it tastes delicious, and it's 18 grams of vegan protein. So it's easily digestible, great for your gut as well. Number 4 is drink extra water, because let's be honest, when we're out and about, you don't know what's in the food. Sometimes you could have chicken that's on the program, but maybe they added sugar, or they may added MSG, all these things that you don't know when you're at a restaurant. So make sure that you drink extra water throughout the day to flush out the toxins and the extra sodium, and it will also prevent bloating. And number 5 is you want to detox afterwards. In fact, you probably want to detox before too. And I'll talk a little bit about that. So RestoreX, I'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit, but it really helps with when you're detox, it gets rid of literally all the junk that you had in the food that is not nutritious for your body. So if we can move on to the next slide, and I want to introduce you, if you haven't already, this is like a plateau buster. If you've ever met someone that hit a plateau in their weight loss journey, or they lost the weight but gained it all back, that rebound weight that we absolutely hate. And how do we prevent that? And this concept is so key. I hope you pay attention and take notes on that. The reason people have rebound weight is because when people are losing fat or losing weight and they're not detoxing their body, all their toxins in the body is going into their bloodstream. So what happens is your body literally, as a self-defense mechanism, is like, wait a minute, this person has no fat cells to hold on to these toxins. All these toxins are going into the bloodstream. This person's going to get sick. Let's get all the fat back. Let's store all the fat so we can give the toxins a home. Think of it as the toxins like to store in fat cells. So if you got rid of the fat cells, toxins being released in our bloodstream. So your body's like, wait, we don't want toxins in our bloodstream. So let's gain the fat all back so this person doesn't get sick. So it's actually our human body's natural defense mechanism to help us to not get sick. So when you take RestoreX, not only are you losing the weight, but you're also losing the toxins. And that's what's going to help you not have a rebound weight and helps with that plateau. When we have a toxic overload, it also contributes to things like kidney stones or arterial blockages. All these things is what happens when you have a loaded toxin. And toxins are not only from the food and the processed food you eat, it also comes from the skincare you use. You'll be so shocked. And that's why I had Leslie share this, because you'll be so shocked if you read the ingredients of some of your skincare or your personal care, like shampoo and conditioner. Just Google the ingredient. You'll be shocked to see a lot of them are hormone disruptors, carcinogens. These are things that's literally going into your body on a daily basis. Think about how many products you use on a daily basis. So that's why RestoreX is so key. You want to get rid of that. That's one number thing that you want to do when you're trying to lose weight to avoid that rebound weight and just flush out the toxins. Now let's move on to gut health. I'm going to bring up Lily so she can cover how to heal your gut and why gut health is so important.
Thank you so much, Becky. Oh my God, I love this topic. And when they say trust your gut, did you know that your gut is really your second brain? 70% of our health is dependent on our gut microbiome. So we're going to be talking about that. Why is it important to actually understand this? Because if your gut is not in good shape, then this causes a wide range of health issues, including depression, anxiety, brain fog, as well as mental issues like ADHD, OCD, and bad moods. Brings about autoimmune issues, poor sleep, skin irritation, and fatigue. So knowing all of the stuff that it can be impacted if you don't have good health, what can we do? What happens when you actually heal that? This is what you can expect. The opposite of everything I just said. You can have clearer skin, you can have reduced seasonal allergies, lower your risk of disease, improve cognitive brain functions, and also less anxiety and depression. Like it's the opposite of what I just said. It's going to help have better moods, You're going to reduce your inflammation. You have more energy. Instead of fatigue, you have more energy. You're going to be less sensitive to food. And I'm going to just highlight a few of these products. And you can actually go back on Wellness 360 in Guide 3. There's product insights. We cover some of these in our past coaching sessions, and you can always refer back to those coaching sessions as well in Wellness 360. But in Guide 3, we talked about Magna-Cal D. It's great for digestion if you're lacking in magnesium, at least the constipation. And on the other note, probiotics, I think James shared with us about probiotics. It's very important to make sure you have that. And Vinali is going to help with the skin and seasonal allergy and things like that. So the one that I haven't highlighted is the one that I'm actually going to dive into right now, is the Giving Greens 3.0. So for those of you that don't know, we actually had a 2.0, and now we're actually improving it to a 3.0. This is the one that Becky was saying about how we're always constantly improving our products. But I'm going to give you a statistic here. Did you guys know that only 22% of adults in the US reported eating vegetables daily? And that includes French fries. And if they put ketchup, okay, that they're veggies. And only a little more than 3% of Americans are actually meeting their recommended fiber intake. So that's why I want to tell you about this product here. What is Giving Greens? So for those of you that don't know, it is a powdered vegetable powder. And the convenience of it is what I love, okay? It saves time of going grocery shopping, cleaning your veggies, and then cooking time. But the original we had, the previous one, the 2.0 version, was already powerful. But this Giving Greens 3.0, with 2 scoops, you actually get 2.5 pounds of vegetables. There's more alfalfa leaves, spinach, and enzymes. But what I want to tell you about that is, if you're on a weight management program, you don't want to be intaking too much carbs, even if it is a healthy carb. If you eat a whole broccoli, it'll be like more than 30 grams of carb. I think in this serving is only like 6 grams of carb. So it's very low in carb. You're going to get your nutrients from all the vegetables. But I'm going to talk about something that isn't really talked about that often, is what's in here is actually the digestive enzymes. Now, enzymes are very powerful. They actually optimize your digestion, optimize your absorption of the nutrients, as well as it boosts up your immunity, because you actually absorb the nutrients that you're actually eating. And I don't know, you guys have probably heard of like food diet and things like that. Why the rawness of something is really powerful is because when you cook it, the enzymes are actually heat sensitive. You're destroying the enzymes. So that's why here in a powder form, you're not actually cooking or heating up the enzymes. So you're getting all of the nutrients. So the spark of the life is actually the enzyme helps pre-digest your food. It breaks down the carbs. And what I was reading the PDF, again, you can find this on Wellness 360 and Guide 3. Anything that ends with ASC is actually an enzyme. It helps break down your carbs, your proteins. And another thing I wanted to mention about this is there's something called sprouted broccoli here. And I don't know if you guys understand what sprouted means. The sprout is like the seed. When you sprout it to an inch, the amount of nutrient in that sprouted seed is actually more than the entire plant of the broccoli. So it's very, very beneficial. And I want to make sure to remind you guys, all the products we talk about is not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure, but there's so many benefits that even this product alone is anti-cancer, anti-osteoporosis. So I don't know if you guys know that, but it's such goodness in this one little bag, just super easy, 2 scoops. You can make recipes with it. You can add it to your shakes. You can make cookies. I think we have a cookie recipe in Wellness 360 as well. But what I love about Giving Greens with Beauty Boost and some chia seed in cold water is like having a healthy boba drink. Okay, so the chia seed when expands, it's like tapioca-like. So it's a healthy version of boba. So that's my little tip for the day. But don't boil water, okay? Because remember that heat is going to take away the potency of the enzymes. But you can warm water and put 2 scoops of that, and you can have a nice, healthy, warm tea. And a little bit more about enzyme. It actually helps with bloating and also helps with weight management because it helps with digestion, the absorption, and the energy. So we're talking about healing your gut, bringing about the energy. And there's something I actually did a little bit more deep dive on. It has something called Chlorella. Now, Chlorella is also in the product that Becky just talked about in the Restorix, but Chlorella is a blue-green algae and has a lot of healing benefit in it itself, besides just taking the toxins out. It actually helps lower cholesterol, and it's in Chlorella itself has like 50 to 60% protein, has your vitamin B12 as well as your omega-3s, and has iron and etc. So Chlorella is very powerful ingredient in itself. Okay. Last but not least is something called a beet powder. It actually helps relax your blood vessels and helps lower blood pressure as well. And so that's why I wanted to kind of highlight this product because it's really powerful. It saves you time, you get all the nutrients, and you don't have to fill your body with a lot of carbs, because if you don't break down the carbs, it's going to turn to fat. The next slide, I think, is what I want to kind of make you guys realize. It's not like an overnight thing. So gut healing does take time. It takes 3 to 6 months and at least 6 to 12 months for people that are suffering with IBS and Crohn's disease. So stay consistent and be patient, because you are worth it. You are everything you put into your body, but you got to give it time. So I want everybody to know that you got to heal from the inside out, and the results will be there. So love yourself and keep that promise and stay on program. Thank you so much for letting me share tonight, Becky.
Of course, that was amazing. I learned some things too. I want to touch base really quick because that little bottle of Vanoli, we haven't talked about it. It's on that slide Lily just showed about the products that will help with gut healing. In the past couple coaching programs, you heard the power of MagnaKill D. We talked about probiotics, and today you heard from Lily about giving greens. But I think a lot of people don't know that Vanoli is actually a super multifunctional product. Not only, like Lily mentioned, does it increase your immune boosting, it's a powerful immune booster and helps with your skin, but did you know it actually really helps with your gut healing and hormone balance? And I want to give you a couple of tips here. Vanoli, what it is, grapeseed extract with vitamin C. And because we use the highest form, the best form of grapeseed and whole food form vitamin C. And a quick thing here, did you know that whole food vitamin C, 5 milligrams of whole food vitamin C is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams of synthetic version? So if you've heard people here talking about, oh, I'm taking Emergen-C, or I'm taking this vitamin C from the drugstore or Walmart or Costco, whatever, and 100% of the time, it's probably synthetic version. And what happens is they're like, oh, but it's more milligrams, but it actually doesn't do anything compared to the whole food version, because the whole food version just absorbs so much better. And another tip is, if you're taking Vanoli, make sure that you take it on an empty stomach, because that actually will accelerate the gut healing process. The repair work essentially happens hundreds of times faster when there's no food for your gut to digest. So if you are taking Vanoli for gut healing purposes, we'll highly recommend you take it the first thing in the morning, just when you're not eating yet. We talked briefly about this in the very beginning already, and why this community is so special. Because again, like I mentioned, if you bought products at Costco or on Amazon or at whatever store, the moment you check out, nobody cares if you're succeeding or not. And this is the number one difference in this community. You have a whole community of people that loves you, that cares about your success. And so that's why I highly recommend you engage in the community in Wellness 360 and just give people love, share your wins, because that's exactly what's going to not only help other people, but also keep yourself accountable. And take your photos, take your progress photos, be a finisher. You have these products as your tool to accelerate that weight loss. And so definitely take advantage of it and really journal and pay attention. When you're taking photos, you notice the progress, and that's motivating. And when you're motivated, you keep doing it. And then it eventually becomes a lifestyle. And that's eventually when you're going to be able to have that massive transformation you truly dream of.